We begin with a developing story. Good evening. Police are still investigating a homicide and fire in Ocala. Police responded to a call this morning that someone was shot at Spring Manor Apartments.
They found a man lying in the grass with a gunshot wound. He later died at the hospital. TV 2's Nico Clements tells us the shot that killed him was not the last fired at the scene of the crime.
Corenzo Florence says he was a good friend of Beezy. That's the name everyone called 19-year-old Jair Burgess. Florence says he had just met Beezy a few months ago and they were just getting to know one another.
When I first heard about it this morning, man, the situation brought tears to my eyes, man, you know.
Florence says Spring Manor Apartments was never like this in the past, but now the violence is getting worse.
To me, the problem is, you know, everybody want to run around here and shoot and do all that bad stuff and gang bang and sell drugs. It ain't about that, man. Go to school, pick you up a book, man, and get you a job.
Ocala police say they found Burgess in front of building 2851. Sergeant Angie Scroble says a preliminary investigation shows Burgess was in some type of altercation with other people before he was shot. While officers were still on the scene, they heard 5 gunshots toward the front of the complex and cars speeding off. But they have not located anyone involved with those shots.
Some people had scouted it first, and then as time went by, more people came out again in the parking lot area of the complex. So our officers were going to try and go talk to several of the different people that were hanging out.
Then, while officers and detectives were at the complex, smoke started coming out of the building next to where Burgess's body was found. By the time officers were able to respond, flames were coming out of the roof. Everyone was evacuated, and Ocala Fire Rescue was able to put the fire out.
Now, human nature is we want to know what's going on, and that's the reason for the gatherings. There's also, I'm sure, people who knew him, and so they're coming out into the area. We would prefer that, you know, they keep a safe perimeter. We would prefer that they secure themselves in their home as best as possible.
Florence says Beezy was a good guy. He didn't bother anybody, and he wasn't out here beefing with this person or beefing with that person. He tells me that Beezy had tons of potential.
You know what I'm saying? You got to think about how this man mama feel and how his grandma, how his dad and them feel, you know?
Both the homicide and fire are still under investigation. Ocala police say there is no information at this time that links the two incidents. Nico Clements, TV 20 News.